Yes, well, they couldn't answer that.
They should have been able to.
Yeah.
They let you here. So you'll have there and chicken.
Because they can't sue. You know, getting against the research, getting all of these information.
Yeah.
You look and you learn, of course.
Yeah,
Carry on. It's private roads. Well, they're private roads there as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You see the large,
I do it under the fact that apples on it. But it was, yeah, well, that was a red herring. I think.
Yeah.
Made it. Yeah.
It's not slowing down.
It could double with the swimming pool.
Right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Swaffham Town Council meeting and happy Christmas and happy New Year to everybody.
Yeah, thanks.
Welcome. Can I first of all say a big thank you to all the people that put on the food and the drinks for tonight, and you know, it's very good. And thank you very much for those that have put it on for us. There's a couple of things. We've got a couple of things that we've got to go below the line for at the end, which is not on the agenda, but please do not, councillors, do not rush off. So at the end, I'll call on Lindsay to say a prayer.
Christmas. Bless Swaffham this Christmas with peace that passes all understanding, joy that is beyond material possessions, love that knows no boundaries, and strength that comes from faith in you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Right, apologies for absence.
We've got apologies from Councillor Skinner.
We haven't heard from any of the others.
No.
No. Declarations for items on the agenda, anybody? No. Move on quickly. Minutes of the ordinary meeting held on the 13th of November. Everybody happy with them, Stuart?
One thing, you put me down as the chair.
Oh,
I
you
wasn't in the chair.
Okay. With that amendment, would you all approve the minutes? Can you please show? Yeah. I'll sign them at the end, yeah. Reports from Norfolk County, Williams not here. Have we had any report
Yeah,
from Williams?
I think
Yeah.
sent it yesterday, I think.
Yeah. Any comments on the report? No?
Oh, we're still fighting the solar farm.
Yes, we know about that. Bradland Council, we've had reports from the representatives. Is there anything anybody would like to add to their report, or sorry, I'll ask the council if they want to say anything first. Judy.
Well, obviously the disappointing news that we had yesterday that the GW Padley appeal has failed. Yeah, what else can I say? I have spoken to Richard today. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons, and it's a bit disappointing in respect of what the development would deliver in terms of economic benefits and employment for the town, but that did not outweigh the reasonings that the inspector gave for dismissing it. So yeah, disappointing.
Thank you for that, Judy. Anything else? No. Jacob.
Nothing too much to add, just that the Rural Prosperity Grant Fund that's available for businesses and community groups is still open for a little while longer. That's for any projects that would be completed by February of next year. So there's a little bit of time left for that. And just to add as well, the Meanwhile grant scheme that's been used to fill some of the empty shops in Flower Up Place. We've had a new business offered £10,000 of support to open a new human yoga studio on London Street. So that's some good news there. And William may have mentioned it in his written report, but so we're expecting the devolution white paper from the government in the next week or so. So there's probably going to be some interesting plans about devolution and reorganising local councils. So we're expecting that soon.
Thank you for that. Questions. Graham was first, then John.
Yeah, I've got one for Judy. She mentioned about the old grammar school, one of my pet things, and said that put some signs up. The only thing is that if you look at the planning application that was first submitted in 2020, there was a long and detailed report from an architect with photos about the dilapidations of that building. And we're now coming up to 5-year anniversary of the preparation of that document, and absolutely nothing has been done. And I just wondered what the plan is.
Well, as you say, it's an old chestnut, Graham, and it comes up regularly, at least once a month. The agent has followed Breckman's instructions to secure the building. As you said, the doors and the windows have all been boarded up, and they have a security group that's looking after it. He has tidied up the ground at the back, and that is where we are at the present. We still do not know who the owner of that building is. But I think come the new year, then I will certainly, revisit and see how we can move that forward. But the Andrew Gayton, when they visited and went round, said that the building is secure. The agent has, with external contractors, taken away the vegetation. That was the one thing that was bothering the vegetation within the guttering. So that being said, he has followed the instruction to secure the building, and we will have to go from there, Graham. But I totally empathise with everything you're saying. Yeah. It is a good sight when you alight the bus.
No,
So I totally agree with what you're saying, and it's a case of get onto it in 2025 and see what happens then.
If you get back to that, is there not some pressure that can be put on enforcement to actually enforce?
Well, the problem is that the plans that you're talking about, as you said, were 5 years ago. And obviously this particular owner has not had that 5 years. He is now coming up to a year, around about a year, 18 months. So I don't think, if you take the one, for example, in Dereham, that was the 10-year one before that sort of got anywhere. I don't know, other than the section, I think it's the number in a minute.
Don't worry about it.
Anyway, I think it's a case of 2025, start again and try and get some more pressure put on as well.
Yeah.
I mean, whilst you're on buildings, the 3 buildings that also haunt me, and Paul will tell you about this, came into conversation at strategic board meeting on Friday, are the 3 properties down Station Street that, and still, we've been contacting them since 2021 and have got no further, and both the housing department and planning at Breckland have contacted, and there is no take up to do anything.
Thanks, Frank. John, you.
Yeah, you might bring it up later, but I was surprised to see there's a boundary commission proposal for Breckland Council, reducing to 51 members. But what concerns me is the proposal that they put forward for Swaffham. I was just wondering what you councillors on the district council feel about that. I've got a feeling the district council weren't happy about it.
So
Correct.
the district council did put forward their own recommendations and proposals, both for the district boundaries and for town.
Yeah.
The boundary commission have obviously come back with their own proposals.
Yeah.
So Breckland has a working group who will then go back further, and Breckland can submit another consultation response. But the impression I've got from people who know the process over the years, the boundary commission will get their way. Essential.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone else has seen that.
No, don't know what you're talking
What it proposes is splitting Swaffham into two. With two councillors for each north and south, but rolling into surrounding parishes into those two.
Yeah, so the north would have, I think, Narborough and
Narford,
Yes.
Southend,
and then the south would have both Pickenham villages, Beach and Well,
yeah.
Cockley Clyde.
So I'm not quite sure, you know, what the relationship of a town is to those rural areas.
I think in terms of Swaffham as well, all of our businesses and sort of employment is all concentrated in one end of the town, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas the south is predominantly residential.
Easy.
And if you look at the villages that would go with the north, you've got Narborough, which is a classed as a service centre because it's got a lot of facilities, whereas the south would have villages that, I mean, Cockley Clyde doesn't, I don't think even has a village hall.
Doesn't.
Yeah. What are your, you got personal feelings about that?
I think we have to wait and see. You know, we have the last vote, so I mean, it's not really up to them.
And I think another point is we don't even know if the councils that these boundaries are for are still going to be in place.
Yeah.
Come the next election, we don't know what's going to happen. Local government, like sort of reorganisation, but I think we'll find out more over the next 2 months, maybe.
Graham, I did drop in to the top of my report about the boundary review with the link, so that is all.
Oh, right.
If you want to see it.
Where I got it from, I suppose.
This has raised its head several times in the past, and like Walden Swaffham was one of the things that come up once before, and that never happened. And there are a lot of things that until where they actually physically turn around and say this is what's going to happen, I think we've got to wait and see. Really,
The consultation's open till 24th of February next year.
Not very long. Yeah. One more, can I?
Sorry.
The car parking consultation, I filled out the report to the form today, and I thought it was woefully inadequate. It didn't give enough options.
No.
It just sort of tried to channel you along one specific route, and I was very disappointed with it. Didn't give us enough options to look at.
Good job.
Or is that noted?
Got Graham East next.
Right, this is one really aimed at Judy for for Breckland District Council. We talked about buildings at risk. There's another one now. I frequently walk down Clyde Road and the side of the White Hart is cracking over. Now, if that in war goes, that's what's causing a big problem. And we've had this happen in Swaffham before, in the old Indian restaurant in Station Street that went, but
I'll let you know.
so that's one that needs looking at by your people.
Yeah,
He does.
Joe and myself on the strategic board are liaising with again, you have a situation where you have an agent that is a third party company that is acting for Wellington Pubs, which is the company. So you it's quite difficult to communicate through that sort of means. But they are a pub chain. They will obviously try and get a tenant in. But there is discussion going on, and we brought it up at strategic board meeting on Friday. So, you know, there is continued communication, is all I can say really, Graham, at this stage.
Fine.
We'd all like to see something very good done with it. It needs a lot of work done to it. As to whether whether they were prepared to spend the monies, but obviously until they get a tenant, nothing's happening.
It is definitely on the radar.
Good.
The other one is the cafe, isn't it? On the other corner. The Nelson's Nest, or whatever you want to call it now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the state of that. Is,
Really? Again, the end wall is terrible.
Yeah, you look at it, it's in a. You have a look at it next time you go past
I
it.
thought
Anyway.
about it, to be honest.
You mean Puffins doesn't know
Sounds
his
very-
nest?
Yeah.
They're two properties.
Yeah, the whole of that building is all
Yeah,
in
you
the
mean
same.
building, because
Yeah.
the camp hasn't got a gate.
Well, it's that building on
Yeah.
corner. Sorry, yeah, I should
Yeah, I see what you mean.
explain myself there.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else from Bragland at all? No, okay, we'll move on. Police report, I don't think we got, no. Bypass that one then. This is a public open forum. If any members of the public would like to address the council or got any questions for the council? Monica.
My name is Monica Riga-Rid, you all know me. This is for Breckland. If you don't know who the owners is, the new owners for the school, what about the land registry?
Yeah.
They will tell you,
No, they won't.
right,
There's a very,
small charge for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so Breckland have checked the land registry regularly and
I
paid.
checked it today and it's still not registered. It can take up to 18 months for the land registry to
really,
register.
is that,
Yeah.
okay,
They have, carrying on checking regularly.
yeah. And the other thing with, the grade 2 listed buildings, it's, should you not contact Historic England to get something sorted out about the building and
They don't care.
the you know, to check out the building? Because if that's going to fall down soon.
Yeah, no, grade 1 is different, but grade 2 is just on a register.
Yeah.
You have checked that, really, Judy.
Yeah.
So there is actually, for next week's planning committee, Andrew Creighton has done an update on the buildings at risk register. And I'm pleased to say there aren't any in Swaffham buildings at risk. There are 14 churches within Breckland,
Yeah,
2 archaeological sites and a couple of monuments somewhere or other. But there aren't any here.
all right. Okay, thank you.
Anybody else from the public?
I see Mitchell, don't
You keep them very quiet.
they? Yeah, they do.
Could just say how disappointing it is to see so few.
Yeah.
Yes, we all are, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. So that everybody would go back into session then. Receive reports from the mayor, whoever it is.
He's a funny old boy.
Right. Done quite a few things this month. But I'll go through the list first. On the 24th, we went to the Wisbech Civic Service, so the mayor invited us there. Ely Cathedral for the American Thanksgiving ceremony on the 27th. On the 3rd, we went to Marham and the clerk come along as well. We had a tour around the base of Marham, which was very interesting, wasn't it? I also had a look at the museum afterwards, which was very good. So if you get a chance to go and see the aviation museum at Marham, it's not within the base, it's just outside the base. So you don't have to get a pass or anything to go in there. So you can go in there and have a look. And there's really interesting things there if you want to go along and have a look. On the 5th, I went to Milton Hall Yuletide celebration, which was very nice. On the 6th, I went to the Thetford Carol Service with Lindsay. We did sing some hymns or carols. Tried anyway, yeah. That's about the best I could do. And on the last Sunday, we had the Lions Pensions Christmas dinner at the Hammond School, which is very nice. And I think they had about 80 odd pensioners there, so it was very well attended.
Good.
That's it on that. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
We go on to the clerk's report.
I just want to say a huge thanks to Councillor Eve's wife Sue for providing the refreshments this evening. Christmas event, thanks to all the staff who worked over the Christmas event weekend. Thanks to Councillor Cooper, Councillor Bensley and Jennifer Edwards for helping out on Friday evening. And Councillor Cooper and Jennifer, who also helped us out with the pantomime. Feedback from staff was positive and we received many lovely comments on Friday evening, especially from the public who met Santa. Disappointed that Leon Mallet was late, but did arrive eventually. Panto was a great success, as in the public opinion, although not as well supported as hoped. But as it was the first time for Swaffham, it is hoped that if it's held again next year, there will be greater uptake. Barn update. I've received a report from Reverend Wilkinson. He has reported that they have started a parent and toddler group, monthly music event and a weekly craft group. Christmas events planned, which will start this weekend, and a youth provision starting in the new year. The lift has been repaired, but there is a leak in the theatre. Paul has asked me to visit in January to talk over some other points, including the leak. Okay. Staffing update. Unfortunately, Phoebe has handed in her notice. Her last day in the office will be the 23rd of December. Per the Equality Act 2010, the post was advertised internally, and Nicola expressed an interest in the post. I'm pleased to say that after a successful interview this morning, Nicola will commence the role of Community Engagement Officer in the new year. Phoebe and Nicola will be working closely together to transition a smooth handover. We will now have a vacancy for an office administrator to replace Nicola, who will be contracted to work 5 days a week, which will cover the core hours in the office, because we do struggle with a Thursday and a Friday. Christmas Tree Festival at St Peter and Paul's Church. This year, the town council staff donated and decorated a tree for Tapping House, and we raised £88.91.
Good. Thank you. Any questions on any of that? To receive and consider either late or urgent chairman's question. I haven't had anything. Have you had anything?
Yes, we've got two after.
Oh, yeah, I did mention.
Yeah, yeah.
We've got two items. I did say that earlier. We've got two items below the line at the end of the meeting. So please don't rush off at the end. Councillor says. To discuss and consider correspondence.
The lady whose son had the accident last night on School Road, little boy from Sacred Heart, I spoke to her today. We both spoke to Norfolk County Council, and I will speak to Highways in the new year for her. Maybe we need to think about more parish partnership funding for vehicle activated signs in a 20 miles per hour scheme there. However, as it's not on the road where the school is, I don't know if that's something we can do parish partnerships, but I have said we will follow it up and we'll start a conversation for her, and she was very happy with that.
Where was the accident, please, Helen?
I think he came out onto the main road,
What, the Fakenham Road or Station Street?
Bacon Road. Yeah,
Station.
going out towards Waitrose up there.
Oh, right,
So
yeah.
he came out of the Sacred Heart
Oh,
School and crossed over
Fakenham
the
Road.
Yeah, came out of Spall Road and went over there.
Spall Road.
He's fine. He's got cuts and bruises, but he was very lucky.
Not on Spall Road, because I
No,
was
I
driving
don't
by.
think so. No, it's not. No.
I thought that was Station Street when I read about it, but when you said Spallwood, that confused me a little bit.
Main road.
Yeah,
He
it's-
came out of Spall Road and then
Coming out.
main road
Yeah.
going up. Yeah.
Right. Station Street.
Was he a pedestrian or was he on a bicycle?
No, he's a little boy who just ran out into the road, so it wasn't the driver's fault. Yeah,
Split second.
but he's
Yeah.
okay. Cuts and bruises.
Lucky then.
Watch his space on that one. Anything else?
No.
Received an update from the car park consultation attended by the clerk and councillors and myself attended it.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, myself, Leanne and Lindsay and Paul went, and Judy was there.
Yeah.
It was a good consultation, a good exercise. I spoke to Ralph Burton about taking on the car parks, as you asked. And the cost, the annual cost for that would be 82 to 90,000 per annum.
But that is money they were going to give us to take it on, wasn't it?
No, that's what it costs them. So
So if we take it on, we get nothing from them,
no,
despite the fact they've saved it.
but that's why they want to put charges in. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
My view is that they would have jumped at the chance of
Well, I would have thought.
pushing it off on us.
Yeah, they would, but that's what it would cost to.
We've got to take on the cost, which is
Ridiculous.
We'd have the cost of the maintenance sort of year on year, plus we'd have to put, so, and I can't see any other option. If we had took it on, we still have to put the penny gobblers in it to
Yeah.
make a charge, because we'd have to recoup the money from somewhere, and we couldn't put another 80 odd thousand a year onto the taxpayers of this town. So, you know, I think it's a non-starter myself.
So
Right, the 82 to 90k per annum. That is a bit of a guesstimate because
No, it's
No,
done,
they
it's
have
done
the
on that
figures
cost,
there.
you know,
That's
over
why
the
they
years.
have their
Sorry,
cost in there.
sorry.
So he said with, you know, they know how much it takes a year, which is why they've want to offset it, and they've worked out
Yeah.
the 5 towns.
Hmm.
So
and that's Brecon Council
yes,
doing everything.
Mhm.
But surely a town council can be more efficient, more to choose the right contract to do the certain jobs that need doing. I understand it needs resurfacing, not yearly. Probably not.
I don't, that you asked me to ask them.
Yeah,
that's
no,
what they
no,
told
I
me.
appreciate that.
If you need more, then we would have to go back and ask. But
If you want to break down further of that, I think it,
But I don't see the point in suddenly go, that's it. Well, Breckland's right. We're going to charge whatever for our central car parks. We kill the businesses that we keep nurturing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we don't want to do that. So
No, you're not wrong.
without doing the charging, there is possibilities of looking at it in a totally different way. We were on later on in the agenda. We got one about the car park on
Station Street.
Station Street. Well, it has a regular lorries and coaches park on it. They will do it free of charge. Why? They're a business. They could pay, say, a £5, a £10 a night. There are all sorts of incomes that you can actually look at that would cover it. Station Street is free, understandably, long term. If you was to say £1, £2 a week for them who work in the town, it's income. There's lots of ways to generate income that Breckland, because of their size, are not capable of looking at. It's just a thought.
I think the amount you would have to raise would be really beyond what we could do. But
Thank you,
anyway,
Can I just come back with a
Graham,
sort of statement or question with this? If you genuinely believe that to be the case, why don't we then set up yet another informal subcommittee to really go into the detail, which, you know, hopefully you would chair, and really come up with a plan, if you believe that's viable, to really produce a plan. I said this at the last meeting when this was brought up. My only consideration is 2 words, and I'd say the barn.
Yes,
Right, let that be our caution, right? But if you honestly believe it, then surely that is the way forward, isn't it? You chair it, you.
yeah, that's fine. Your caution, quite correct, except for Swaffham Town Council ain't spending no money to start with. We can look at it. If we come up with a viable plan, which is never the case with the barn,
Yeah.
then we can say to Breckland, yes, we would like to try it. We have a year or more, I believe.
Well, you got to.
less than
You
a
would
year.
have to create your own bylaw because the Breckland have the bylaw at the moment. So that's, you know, you change all the laws because you would have to
Yeah.
park in
I
that.
understand that, but that,
Well, is that possible to do that then? Set up.
Not.
Hang on, no, take
I don't
John,
know.
and if you want to make a proposal,
I'm finished.
take John, then if you want to make a proposal, then we'll put it to the vote.
was Bretland proposing to sell us the
No.
Just
I was
give
just
it.
asked, I just was asked to, how much does it cost a year for them to maintain the car parks?
They might want money.
And they
Out of
said
us.
82 to 90,000 a year.
Would they want anything?
We don't know
You
that.
don't know, John.
We don't know that. And then we'd have to pay.
Minimum would be legal fees.
Would we have to,
That could be quite,
everyone, would you have to pay business rates?
Yes, you would.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you would. The business rates.
right.
I'm quite happy with what Stuart said and the idea of taking on the car parks if it's viable. But there's a figure that sticks in my mind when we resurfaced the George Hotel car park at £130,000. So you're talking about vast sums of money when it comes to resurfacing. But, you know, that doesn't mean we don't need to discuss it.
Les,
Yeah, did Breckland say what the business rates payable are currently on the
Very high. I wouldn't know because they own their, it's them who do it at the moment.
Yeah.
We don't pay any business rates, but we know on the barn it was what was it, 3,000 a year just for an empty building, you know?
could we check that with them whether their 80
Yeah. I think-
90,000
think there's-
includes
I mean, I
business
can,
rates?
but
or-
the thing is, the more work they do, they might, you know, if we ask them
Yeah.
properly, it might be an admin fee for them to put those hours together. You know, they did put the meeting on for us and there was only 2 councillors who turned up, which was, you know, nobody else came, so. And they were all there to talk to at the time, so. And they put it on after hours, which was requested, so everyone could free to attend.
so really, it's the,
Thank you. To answer Graham very quickly, resurfacing, it's not every year on every car park.
Oh, I know.
There could be a rotation. Right. As for the consultation, unfortunately, I have worked for a living. I'm not yet retired. I couldn't make it. Apologies, but not a paid employee, so therefore, and my world's not so. I would propose that we actually set up a working group.
Yeah.
To at least start with getting the information required.
I haven't formally asked you, if you want me to do that, I then need to, you just asked me to inquire, which we've done.
Yeah.
So is there do you want me to formally ask
Yes.
Ralph Burton that we can do this and then see what their answer is first?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
You never know in their generosity, they
Yeah.
might decide to actually give you a sum of money to.
so we're saying we need to get some more information from Brecken before we can even set up a group, really, aren't we?
You just have the group or discuss it. You don't have to have the information. You have to have the information to make the decision.
Yeah.
You don't have to
That
have the.
would be a committee, it'd be a working group.
Yeah, working group
Yeah.
again.
So you're proposing you have a working group? Is that seconded?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Thank you.
Any other counter proposals? Those in favour, please show. 2, 3, 4, 5. Those against?
It's John 6.
Was it
Six,
six?
sorry.
Sorry.
Came a bit late.
Okay, so that's carried then.
You abstain?
Yeah, I've stayed.
That's only for the working group though.
Yeah, just for a working group.
Just a
And
chat.
am I contacting Breckland for more
Yeah, please, because it
Yeah.
will take them all.
officially now?
Christmas, etc.
Yeah.
They have planning meetings and it's
You
behind.
can only try. Yeah, it might be a disaster, but.
Yeah. They might turn around and say, no, you can't have them anymore.
Well, yeah.
We don't do it.
Don't know. That's.
Don't know.
We don't.
Don't know. We don't know.
That is what I needed to.
Okay, so we'll move on from that topic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was we? Oh, yeah. We go on to parking on Station Street. Yeah.
So this was
Car
brought
park, sorry.
up because I believe in October 2022, you agreed to the parking orders at Station Street. This was never taken forward. So I'd like to know if you are happy for me to revisit this with Ralph Burton about Station Street before we go any further. And then because I think they were closing the file on it. I've looked in your minutes and you had agreed parking orders, which I sent to remind you. So if you want me to do that, I think it'd be good to revisit with Ralph Burton and say, because before they close the file.
I think the Breckland,
Freshen up the conditions and then take them back to us for approval in January.
I think they are including that within the
That is one of the car parks.
one of the car parks. John, I got John first.
Sorry.
And
Yeah, I do remember this, and I can't understand the chap from Breckland, this property and what is his response there. I thought the town council, and I came along to that meeting where it was discussed, and I thought it was quite clear that the
Yes,
council,
but those,
town council supported.
it did, but
the-
that didn't get back to Breckland.
Well, that's not the town council's fault.
It is, because we didn't report it back,
Is
So who didn't report it?
is the standard.
previous clerk.
Well,
So now that's why we need to revisit it
To remove it.
and,
we need to take.
yes.
Allocated as
Yeah.
non-HGV.
Oh, right.
So if you need to refresh. it
we've got too many conversations going on.
I'm not talking.
Can we, please? Graham,
Could that also be an item that's discussed by this little group as well, if necessary? If it's not
Yes.
necessary, then fine. But if it is
You
necessary,
put your conditions, and then it was the 50% fees costs that you, I think it was split between the two. So I want to revisit that with Ralph, and then I'll take them back to January's approval for you to look at.
okay.
If I send out what you agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
further information for the next meeting, yeah?
Yeah.
Wendy.
Remove the HGV, where are they meant to go?
That hasn't been done so far, but that it was put, or less of the amount of the HGV, make it more sort
Well,
of,
they have a problem as it is. I've had a couple of lorry drivers talk to me to say that they often try and park there at night and they've got cars in their spaces and they can't park and they find it very difficult and they live in the town
I think
and
that what,
they're early morning. So
I think what we were
where would
trying to
they-
propose is getting it remarked. The idea was to get it remarked out and have specific places for lorry and specific places for cars
yeah,
during the day anyway, but it's all up in the air at the moment. We don't really know what's going to happen. So really, all we can do is ask what they're thinking and wait until they come back to us on it. I don't think it was going to be banning lorries altogether from it.
yeah.
No, that's not correct. It was. I don't know.
It's non-HGV.
Councillor Anscombe, be called.
Yeah, that-
You could spend sort of standards for June.
I was involved in this right way back with all the discussions. And it had an agreement was made with Highways England that they didn't have any objection to it being a non-HGV because there were other facilities. They checked out. You have to have places for HGVs to park within a certain mileage. But they were happy for it to be non-HGV.
So I got that completely wrong then. Thanks for that, Jenny. Go back into session then.
Yeah, just to say that at that time, I had a lorry park, no longer have one. It was closed down. It's a derelict site at the minute.
Yeah.
Just been changed hands again. So maybe we should wait and revisit it.
So I will put it on the agenda for January.
We'll get
And
some,
we'll have a,
hopefully, if we can get a report perhaps from Breckland on what they're thinking.
Just quickly on that, you said there was a 50-50 split.
that's what I looked, yeah.
Yeah.
There was 5 conditions, but should, the fee, 50% fees cost is the main issue I would need to check, so I need to check. I just need to reopen the file before, and then we
That
can refresh
50-50
it.
be, sorry, Swaffham
Yeah.
Town Council paying a contribution.
I
Yes.
would think so, yeah.
Well, that's going to
John.
kick your 80 grand down straight
He
away.
asked me to email him separately to ask him to open the file.
John,
I think all the details of that should be there.
They are, yeah.
Should you also distribute that to us?
I think
with
it
the
went out
plan.
with your meeting papers.
Yeah.
It was on your meeting papers. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, so we'll revisit that at a later stage then. Occasion of open spaces committee decisions. Approval of request for tenant of Swaffham Museum for to the town council to install new doors at the front of the town hall with the tenant covering the full cost. Now, I think there's been some update on that, hasn't there?
I've spoke to Tim and we did look at a grant, but we don't think we can get it done in time for the grant. So Tim has said the committee are happy to carry on. We spoke to we had the fire engineer out. It would cost us about £350 when the doors connected to the fire alarm, which is a one-off cost. And then there'd probably be about £300 to £350 annual maintenance cost of the doors. The Assets and Open Spaces Committee agreed to the request. I just wanted to ratify it with full council.
Is the quote now for these doors cheaper than it was before?
I think it's about 8,500.
That's right, because that was 18 before.
Yeah,
wasn't
no,
it?
that's one.
8,500 sounds
Three
like-
that are all under 10.
No, I guess that sounds a bit.
I think there was seemed to be a bit of misunderstanding about it. Who was going to finally pay? But the crux of the matter is a separate issue that came to my mind during the discussion about it when I was at the Swaffham Heritage trustees meeting, was that it's also a disability issue, because the doors that are there at the moment are not up to scratch for people with disabilities to get through the front door to visit both the museum and the town council. So in a way, the town council has got more interest than I originally had thought.
It's just we haven't budgeted for them this year.
No.
Can I propose then that we go with what we decided at Asset and Open Spaces? Because that's ratification, yes?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll propose it.
Second it.
Thank you.
All those in favour?
Okay. Against it because I feel that all the issues weren't actually well, in fairness to the heritage trustees, I think the issues were
If that is agreed by the heritage,
I did agree
come back to the council
assets.
with it, and then we have to see when we make what we can do, won't we?
It's not a good, sorry, I'm confused now.
We've agreed it. Yeah. As far as we're good, council. So. I'm just trying to stay in order to let them use it. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I've lost you in that last little couple of sentences. What were you saying about disagreeing and having to go back to us?
So what I was saying is, if the museum heritage don't agree with that at their committee meeting, they would have to come back to the council for different decision or something, wouldn't they?
We agreed that we would take the cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't the original plan, but
So
we
there's
agreed
no
we would
problem
do
with that. So
providing that the council would take the ongoing cost of maintenance.
Yes.
so the only cost to the council then
Change my vote.
if the
You vote for it, yeah.
Be quiet.
We are unanimous.
we're all happy. All happy.
Sign them all.
And the last one was just to ratify a grant application for Paul King to conduct a survey on the Buttercross and ask the town estate to cover the town council contribution. That was just a ratification from us.
Sorry, what sort of survey?
Because there's the cracks in it.
Oh, right. Oh, a proper
Proper
surveyor thing.
Yes, yeah.
Right,
yeah,
not
yeah.
survey. Yeah,
That's
a survey.
survey,
Yeah, okay.
Everybody happy with that one?
Yeah.
Propose it, second it, do whatever.
Well, all I
Do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Graham, you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm all right, mate.
Just a little apropos. I was reading some cuttings I work in the archive room. 1927, there was a little item went to the Urban District Council about concern about the Buttercross roof coming away from the pillars.
I can assure you the Buttercross has been had maintenance on it quite a few times since then.
Many times.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
This should have gone to assets, but it came in after assets. It's just to add a litter bin at Camping Land to the Breckland District SLA.
£251. So
Is there any reason why this needs to come from me? Because you've got the ability to.
I can, it's just, it normally comes on because it's an SLA. That's all it is. But yeah.
everybody happy?
Yeah. Propose.
Yeah, whatever.
Right, then we come to
Very amicable.
102.24. Adopt council policies. Would do the first weather policy first. This is for the market and mainly, but I suppose it would cover other things as well, wouldn't it? Mainly the market.
This is market.
Just market it covers. Anybody got any comments or anything they'd like to say? Good.
Yeah, I was-
Right.
You was at the meeting, Paul, you do remember.
Yeah, I
that.
remember.
You was at that meeting and it was discussion in the markets. Anyway, right. Now, apart from this, today I received a lovely email that slated me entirely for cancelling the market. Surely on my own, that as the chair of the markets committee, which, well, it's fine. I don't, it doesn't really bother me that much. But the fact is that the policy is good. We thrashed it out at the traders meeting. But I have two slight issues. I know it's me being pedantic, I don't know. But the fact is, as a town councillor, when you become a town councillor, you agree to do the best for your community, protect them. Now, a part of this policy is that should a trader, after we close the market, turn up, they have no insurance. So who covers them? Should anything dissolve, hopefully it never ever will, but should it happen, who covers them? Because the town council's closed the market, so therefore our insurance go, well, ain't us, town council closed it. Trader turns up with no insurance because his policy says he's attending a market that isn't happening. Therefore, they do not cover them. Well, that's the problem. So the proposed is a increment fine system, which is not good. Because if our market's trade and I think, well, I can go there and take myself 300 or 400 quid today, so I'm going to be on my own. Someone fines me 100 quid, that's dear rent, that's all.
Yeah.
And secondly, we have this thing that I'm sure the mayor and deputy mayor know about, is called the markets charter. Any opposition market within 6 2/3 miles of the Buttercross, yes, is considered against the market. Well, if the trader, after we have said there's going to be no market, trader turns up, is he not opposition to the said market? So with the policy that I got slated for, it's allowing that, because we're going to fine you. Oh, big deal. But that is breaking your charter. The charter is a thing that we need to protect because we've used it several times to prevent opposition markets. Have we not?
Yes.
Yeah. So therefore, I proposed, they got knocked back by the traders, obviously, that should we close the market, it's going to be extremely unlikely now because we have a decent policy in place. But should we say no, there's danger to life, we're closing the market, that if a market trader attends, they have their license revoked.
Yeah.
End of. That way, there's no middle ground. There's no, well, you're a bit naughty, it's 50 quid fine. No, it's we have to protect the policy, the whole thing, the charter, everything. By doing so, you are doing that. But that's just my opinion. So I think the only alteration on it should be that if they attend after we closed the market, we said there is no market, then they should have their license revoked.
We had this conversation on Monday night, didn't we? And we went through the policy. We decided when we'd close the market, and we decided in that committee what the penalties should be. And that was what was agreed,
I
apart from you.
beg to differ that because whilst they was putting a vote of no confidence in the chair for whatever reason. I didn't actually catch that bit. I had a mayor and a deputy mayor arguing with me in an open meeting as the chair, which I couldn't hear the rest of the meeting. So I'm sorry, whether you decide it, this is down to the town council, it's not down to the market traders. The charter is in the name of Swaffham Town Council. It doesn't say market traders, it's the Swaffham Town Council. We are the ones who make a decision.
Yeah.
But that's why we have a market committee, so that we can make decisions on
Yeah.
behalf of the. So why bother having any?
Because you're making recommendations. The reason that's here is because we are the decision makers, not the market.
Traders who are experienced
I don't care.
that came up with the recommendation.
Yeah.
It's up to you how you
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah,
But-
can,
but
we
the-
not argue across?
So, yeah, that's wrong. It's
It's
wrong.
wrong.
But Lindsay, the reason it's here tonight is because we
Yeah.
are the deciding body.
Stuart's made a proposal.
Yeah.
The written policy as it stands says that it's a fine. It doesn't say anything about license, does it?
No, it's nothing, that's.
So you are proposing that we add license, loss of license or to that policy.
Okay.
So really, is that second, John, do you want to add to that or is it something new?
I've got a different point. If we're going to do that, you need to refer it back to the market committee and let them thrash it out. And then come back to us with something that's agreed with the market traders. Otherwise, I don't know how they operate, but
we are the deciding body for this rule.
eventually,
We make.
but I
the
want
decision.
something definitive back from the market.
There's no end to that.
As far as I can see, we're voting on the policy as it was printed out and issued to us.
Yeah,
there.
and it was a bit at the bottom was what the fine was. Stuart's reckon there was a £500 fine. That was the recommendation, but Stuart's reckon revoke licence.
Sorry, Paul, can I just come back again, please? If we revoke their licence, how long is it revoked for? Permanently or for
It hasn't been discussed.
3 months
has it?
or 6 months?
You could make that decision now.
Right.
John,
Well,
you take one more and then I'll ask.
You need,
Yeah, we need.
legal advice on revoking licenses like that because they could take you to court.
You can't.
No, we can't, John.
You can't.
They could.
No, the policy, sorry, talking across, the policy is that all traders must have a public liability licence. If we, the leasers of the market say there isn't a market today because of, they arrive, they don't have a public liability licence. I rang the National Association of Market Traders and said, this is Stuart Bell, Swaffham Town Council, we just closed the market. Are the traders insured? And the lady answered quite categorically, without even saying I've got to refer to, she said, no, they're not. We're the ones who's closed the market. They lease it off of us. They're they are illegally attending the market.
I think we all understand that, don't we?
Well,
I think that I need.
So that's the bit at the bottom. Like, if a trader continues to trade, the market's been officially closed. This will result, and then it's to be decided in a fine, either a sum or equivalent a week month rent.
We either finish that sentence off, or if you're not happy with that, it would have to be referred back again. Is that correct?
No, we're the decision maker.
They're a market. They are a committee on their own. They can make their own decisions. But I think the finance side of it came back to you because
Yes.
you couldn't make a decision. Is that right?
That's the only bit we're asked to do. Is
Yes.
either a sum or equivalent in week or month rent.
Or a license revokers.
So I'll take your advice. Where do we go?
That's not on there.
Proposed by the committee, wasn't it?
That was proposed by market committee.
That was what was referred to the full council for decision on. Stuart is adding to that now. Am I not right?
No, you're not right, because they haven't got to define.
You actually did raise
Sorry?
that on Monday night, but the market traders didn't find it acceptable, did they?
They wouldn't do.
Well, nor did I.
What?
You're given a red weather warning, I mean, they're hardly likely to turn up anyway, are they?
Which goes,
Especially with no public liability insurance, they would understand that.
the policy, right? The point is that if you say you're gonna lose your license for however long,
Yeah,
right?
but that's not on the table for tonight, Stuart.
It is, that's the policy
No, it
there.
No, it's not on there. Nothing is mentioned about loss of license or anything on that document.
The bit in yellow, am I not correct, is can be adjusted as we wish. Unfortunately, Leanne isn't here, so she can't, but that was the idea of it. As the leases.
I
And
think-
the fact is that they objected that they might lose a license because, £100 fine, whatever it was, or a week's, how much? That doesn't say 500.
I think there was 500.
No, that's because it was a round robin referendum. I didn't get included in that bit, by the way.
Excuse me.
I was at the meeting, yes, but that was
Yeah.
decided after.
Graham,
So
thank
can-
Graham.
Yeah, can I just ask one sort of, for me, final question? Can we propose and vote on cancelling their licence tonight? That's a very simple question, because if we can't, and we only got to vote on the yellow, then that's one matter. But if we can vote to cancel their licence, that's another matter.
What did the market committee meeting say? What did their minutes
So I
say?
don't think they said that at all.
Fine would be acceptable to them.
I don't think license was,
It wasn't, well, it was mentioned because Stuart mentioned it.
To be
I don't
decided
think that was agreed.
It wasn't agreed.
in a fine of either some.
I
Or
think you
revoke.
either, as far as I see it, and I'll be corrected, is the fact that the only thing I can see is you can vote on an amount for the fine. If you want to take it further than that, and that, so it,
I haven't got the minutes.
So Helen, would you say then that we either vote for or against this, and that is all we can do at this time?
I just find, where's the minutes?
Which is that.
see what the minute says.
It's got the meeting.
It still doesn't address the fact that it's breaking.
Hang on, Stuart, let's,
It doesn't address the fact you are breaking the charter willfully. So therefore that nullifies our charter of 820 years.
No, they're not, I haven't got the minutes yet. I think you,
Go on, Helen, be bold.
I think we
you can, I think
I think you just, because this is not clear what we're doing, we refer this back to
I
the,
think if
Yeah.
you're gonna change, if you're gonna
I think you're right.
propose something else, then you need to go back to the traders because they are a committee on their own.
I think you're right. And that's my view personally.
I think- Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
it's not as, this
that's
is,
clear.
it's not as
Be
it's,
happy with.
So the question is then, Paul, do we accept this or reject it?
No, you don't answer.
we don't do neither, we do
Okay.
neither, we just refer it back to
We'll do that.
for clarification from the market committee,
Yeah.
which be in January is the next one.
Okay.
I mean, you've got your policy now.
Yeah.
That's been agreed. It's just the penalty for
Yeah, yeah.
trading.
And you can
Right.
apply it provisionally.
Apply the policy.
Can I just add then, if you're going to take it back to the market traders and go, God, no, I ain't losing my license, I'll pay you 50 quid. Right, can you also add to the fact that they are breaking their charter? If they attend,
You, sorry, I
And
don't
that
want
could
to,
be in the word.
but you could, as
That-
chairman, you can bring that up, can't you, anyway?
Yeah, that could be in your policy.
according to the nice email I got today, there's a vote of no confidence in the chairman because he dared say something. That's what it said. You can't have that.
I think my view is, and I've moved that we refer this back to the market
Yeah.
committee in January.
Because-
Would somebody second that?
Because we've had a proposal to revoke the license.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
use that wording.
And
Yeah.
sorry,
I think
refer,
we've done
I'm
it anyway.
the markets committee to the
Yeah.
market, the deputy clerk. Who was the, at present. at that
Deputy
meeting.
can't make a decision on that. She can only advise.
Since she made the decision, what I said is, you can refer it back to her for clarification
and
first.
get clarification, but then it still has to go back to market committee.
So you propose, we'll say that Stuart's proposed that the licence revoked. Full council was not happy to make the decision, so it's referred back to markets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
For that.
yeah.
I'll propose that. And John second,
Thank
and
you.
all those in favour, please show.
Back to the market
Yeah.
committee, yeah.
Okay,
I think that's all we can do. With,
I'm staying for that.
okay.
yeah, fair enough.
Used to that.
Right.
Confidentiality
Policy.
So that's okay then.
Has everybody read it?
It's been reviewed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's any major changes,
Changes,
no major changes. So it should be straightforward.
We've
Everybody
done it.
happy with it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Please show.
The rest is fine.
Okay, Helen?
Yeah.
Right, now we come to the fines, receipts for November 24. Anybody got any comments? Yes.
The one that come through today,
That's payments.
that's paid, sorry, receipts fine, whatever. That's fine, that is.
Receipts, everybody happy with receipts?
Just to say, I did receive the 123,000 from Breckland for the one at section 38 as well. So that came in after this.
For your equipment.
Yeah, approved payments for accounts for the December 24.
Stuart.
So,
Yeah, a question, actually two or three. Right, I did ask before, but I was told we couldn't. The laboratories, we have the coin operation, scanning, etc. Can that actually be bunched into one figure each month?
We can, but that would be staff time because what our software does it for us.
Yeah.
But
But like, because I was saying, apparently, we pay Cloudy IT, which is the provider, £745 per month.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're still not getting what we actually need to know. The way I'm looking at it is the vandalism on the toilets again. Yes.
Oh.
Well, them pennies that go into the coin ops.
you do have it broken down. We have coin entry, cash entry.
Sorry, no, yeah, we do, but we don't have a total, so that we think, oh, look, that's been smashed off. We've got money that isn't in a budget anywhere that can actually be spent directly back into
Well,
it.
that's different. That's not your payments. That's for me to give you a budget report, which I can give you.
Yeah, well, I would like to know that.
Okay,
figure.
I can give you that.
okay.
Right.
Anything else on payments?
Yeah, I'm there again, sorry. Staff training.
Yep.
734. What was the staff training?
734. That's the Christmas day out that we have.
Oh, it wasn't training, it was a day out.
No.
Sorry.
That's what we do.
Team
We have that
building,
in the
team
budget. The team building, yeah.
I understand, but it says training day.
That's just because that's what we've always used. Yeah, that's the cost centre. Yeah.
Fine, a drink.
Well, at least give us a pointer, day out. Sorry. Right, electricity and water, both respectively. I asked before a while ago, and it did start getting done, but could we not have individual
You
costs?
can.
Not on this last one, it didn't have nothing.
Yeah, it's got on there that each one, it's got public toilets, that of course, they're all individual in the cost code.
I looked, the last one that came out had none. It said the Eastern Electric, whatever company, or Southern Electricity, this, that, and the other. Can you just-
Again, I'll give you a breakdown of the budget.
Yeah,
I see.
and same with the water, obviously, so we know where it's going and who's, it's just on leak checks and things more than anything.
Horrendous charges.
No, they are.
Right.
Quite surprising.
Would somebody like to move the acceptance of the payments?
Yes, I will.
Seconded,
Second.
Lindsay. All those in favour of accepting the payments? Yes, unanimous. To approve that recollection, I can't say it,
Reconciliation.
up to the date of the agenda. Everybody happy?
Yeah.
Right, the date of the next full council meeting is January the 8th next year. So can I wish all of our members of the public and everybody else that's listening in. A happy Christmas and a happy New Year, and look forward to a good year next year. Thank you all very much for attending.
Thank you. And I wish you all the same as well.
Bless you.
Christmas, happy